the important global stories that we're tracking this morning.
Absolutely. It's a lot of global important stories that we should be keeping an eye on, because last week we did see those rate decisions that came in, and a lot of commentary that has come in terms of the front from the global markets. Like a lot of corporates and a lot of commentators have spoken about it as well. So what we're going to talk about and start in terms of the top headline coming in from the Asian markets, and we have Chinese May retail data that has come in. So yes, in terms of overall, the important update from China was that the second largest economy of the world, China, the sales for the month of May beat the expectations of the street, so logging a growth of almost 3.7% versus expectation of 3%. However, it was a miss across macro metrics and the likes of industrial output, fixed asset investment, and the industrial output grew by 5.6% year-on-year basis, while the fixed asset investment rose by 4% compared to the last month of last May when you compare it. Now, the total retail sales of the consumer goods reached around $540 billion. Urban area sales were up by almost 3.7%, while the rural sales were up at around 4.1%.
Alright, well, let's keep it going with China, because the pain in the country's real estate sector continues after home prices fell at the fastest pace in more than 9.5 years for the month of May. Data denoting that the sector is struggling to find a bottom despite government's efforts to rein in oversupply and support the debt-laden developers. Prices were down 0.7% in May from the previous month, marking the 11th straight month of on-month decline and the steepest drop since October of 2014. In annual terms, new home prices were down 3.9% from a year earlier, compared with that 3.1% slide we did see coming in April.
Absolutely, and more update on the China front today. A lot happening there, but shifting focus from China to the macro side on equities. Now, Berkshire Hathaway has continued to slash stake in Chinese EV maker BYD. Warren Buffett-led conglomerate has offloaded an additional 1.3 million shares. The Hong Kong listed share of BYD for around $39.8 million, reduced the stake marginally from 6 to 6.9% from previous 7%. And remember, Berkshire had offloaded half of its holding through sales in 2022-2023 after BYD skyrocketed nearly 600% to a record high in April 2022 from the start of 2008. So surely seems like some profit booking coming in on that front. Maybe you could say a marginal share that they've reduced right now in terms of overall the stake there.
Absolutely. Well, let's shift focus, talk about what's been happening on the front of the Fed. And we told you today a whole host of Fed members are all set to speak. We're getting some commentary in Philadelphia. Fed President Patrick Harker has said that the US Fed Reserve would be able to cut its benchmark interest rates once this year. Comments come after outlining his view that he sees slowing but above trend economic growth, a modest rise in the unemployment rate, and a long glide back to the target for inflation as his base case. Additionally, he also said that while last week's consumer price index reading was very welcome, progress on inflation so far this year has been modest, and he needs to analyze more data over the coming months in order to take a decision given the overall choppiness.
That was all the global update that we have this morning, but we're going to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere because through the day we'll be...
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.